last thing I want to talk about is I actually want to go over the roadmap of what we have in stock for upcoming new features for Office 365 DSC and what our overall vision is, if you want. The first thing is we are aware that everything is currently moving towards PowerShell Core. Our goal is to be able to run Office 365 DSC on PowerShell Core using PowerShell 7. Right? My vision and the team's vision is that we can actually run Office 365 DSC directly in the Azure Cloud Shell. But for this to happen, we need to make sure that everything translates or migrates over to PowerShell Core, including all the underlying dependencies. Right now, as we are recording this session, which is at the end of March 2020, we have a new version of the Exchange Online Management Shell, but that one only has limited number of commandlets, so it's not something that we can use right now in the tool, but we are looking at migrating some of our logic to use that new module, which is supported by PowerShell Core. Other dependencies such as the PNP for SharePoint, they are working on migrating their code base to be supported by PowerShell Core, but until all the workloads actually support PowerShell Core, there's no point in us trying to support it from a higher Office 365 DSC abstraction layer. But it is something we are envisioning. We're looking as well at coming up with a scalable approach to have agentless LCM, if you want, right? So we've been talking about DevOps pipeline in the session today, but we also are looking at being able to do something like what we have in Azure Automation, where we can assign configuration to a VM, but have it assigned to an agent somewhere that would be serverless, if you want, right? So you would just assign the configuration, and then that would be an LCM as a service, pretty much. The other thing I want to talk about today is the ChatOPS vision that we have, right? ChatOPS is something that's gaining a lot of traction inside of the enterprises, and we think it would be a perfect, or that Office 365 DSC would be a perfect candidate to actually have this ChatOPS integration. So imagine the following scenario, right? So you're at work and somebody pings you and says, hey Nick, has anything changed in production? Because we're starting to see some issues, right? Customers are reporting that they can no longer generate external URLs for their SharePoint site. Come back, all right, you know what, I don't know, let me check. You can ping the bot directly from within the chat window in Microsoft Teams. So you go and you ask, bot, tell me what's the status, am I still in the desired state? So the bot would come in, would basically do a test DSC configuration with detail to get more information as to not only is the tenant in the desired state, but if it's not, what are the drifts? It's going to go in and come back and say, yeah, so there's something that's not in the desired state. Again, this is just a proof of concept right now. This is not how we're planning on implementing this. But it would be coming back saying it's not in the desired state. But you know what? Don't worry. Here's what the drift is. So it should have been, that value should have been set to true, but it was set to false. Therefore, that's the reason why users are not seeing the sharing links anymore. But I know how to fix it. You can simply say bot autocorrect, and we'll go and do another start DSC configuration and reapply that configuration. Now that piece about reapplying the configuration might be a stretch, but it's definitely something that could be feasible. But at least being able to ping the agent so that it can do that assessment and check if the tenant is still in the desired state, that we see a lot of value in. So then you would run the autocorrect and basically it would run, fix itself, and then you just go back to your client and say, look, it's fixed. Can you confirm that the users are now able to work as expected? The other scenario is just being able to be proactive. So use Microsoft Teams and the Office 365 DSC bots as a notification channel. So instead of getting an email, you would basically, the moment there's a drift, so the agent would run every 15 minutes. It would detect if there's a drift in the environment, and it would notify you automatically and tell you exactly what the drift is without you having to get notified by a user. And then the third one is reporting and querying, right? So let's say you want to get a list of your teams. You would ping the bots to get a report on production tenant teams, and it would just come back with a list of your teams and the values extracted. So that would use reverse DSC on the fly and get you the results inside of a chat window. Some additional resources. You can go and navigate to the official website, office365.com. We're going to be doing a lot of updates to this site in the next couple of weeks, so please keep an eye on this. We have the YouTube channel, which is probably how you're consuming this video in the first place. So we do have a bunch of videos in there that allow you to I try to keep those short so that they're easily consumable and they tend to target a specific task. So for example, we have one for partial configuration, we have one to extract your first configuration, and so on. I also did record a Microsoft Virtual Academy session, so an MVA, back in 2017 with my friend Brian Farnell. That session, while it was focusing on SharePoint on premises, most of the modules, so I'd say about 50% of it, is really an introduction to DSC and some advanced DSC stuff. So if you're looking to get serious and learn about PowerShell desired state configuration, that is a must-have. You need to go and look and go and watch those videos. And finally, again, my blog, if you want to go there, nickchalabois.com. Keep an eye on that as well. I'm trying to be as regular as possible to post blog posts on there, though it's been a while since I last managed to post something. But please keep an eye on this, and everything that was discussed today has an equivalent article on the blog post right now. So on that note, I thank you very much. I hope you enjoy these videos. I'm planning on doing a lot more of those long session type videos. I always appreciate the feedback, and please get involved. Go to github.com/Microsoft/Office365DSC. We're looking for people to test, we're looking for feedback, for ideas, and for people to contribute. Thank you very much, and have a good day.